Hello, I'm Brad Phillips here with Puppy Steps Training, and today I've got Franny in the crate with me, and we're going to be doing her demonstration for you. Super excited to send her to you. I think she's just a really sweet dog, and you guys are going to enjoy her. So the way this video is going to go, so we're going to start out by going through her manners, then we'll go through the obedience commands, and we'll finish with her leash work. So I know that you guys are familiar with all this. You went through it just over a year ago. So a lot of it will be very familiar, but I'm just going to roll through it just like I would any other demonstration. And as we go throughout, if you have any questions, please write them down, and I would love to set up a time to talk with you and go over them. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to let Franny out of the crate. So once again, with our doorway manners, or my expectations for all gates and doorways, is that Franny holds an automatic stay. So I don't care what position she's in, whether she's standing, laying down, sitting, that doesn't matter to me. More importantly, I want her showing that she can be in control and she's waiting to be released and waiting politely. So when she comes out of the crate, if I open that crate door and she even sticks a paw out, I will simply close it and give her a very simple correction of just no, and have her do it again. Now, if she busted out of the crate and went running, I would go and get her, take her back, and have her do it again. I don't want Franny thinking that if she's fast enough or if she's sneaky enough, she can get away with not listening. Now, we also have that expectation with any closed door. So whether we're going outside or we're going into our back room, I expect her to hold that threshold and not just run through. Now, when we're going outside, I usually have a leash attached, so that's very easy to manage. I can just give her a quick pop or stick my leg up and block her. We also hold this expectation with any gate that we're going through. Now, you can adjust this to fit whatever works best at your home. However, bare minimum, I would expect these thresholds for coming in and out of the crate, coming out of the crate and going in and out of a man door, especially our exterior doors. So let's go ahead and let Franny out now. When I let Franny out, so obviously I'm going to have her hold that doorway. I'll clip the leash on, walk her over. We'll have her ring the bells once or twice, and then show you the expectations with the house door. Okay, good girl, good girl. So now I'm going to hook this leash on Franny. There you go. We'll go over, have her ring the bells. Oh, you missed. So here she kind of actually passed the bell, so I might have to back her up because there we go. Okay, outside, good girl. Usually she'll hit them a little bit better than that, so we're going to do it one more time here. That was your tail. It's close. Okay, outside, good girl. Okay, now we're going to go outside. So once again, I don't care what position she's in, as long as she's showing that she's patiently waiting and she's under control. Okay, good girl. Okay, same expectation for coming in. She just needs to show that she's in control. I don't care who goes out first or in first. I just want her being polite and being well-mannered. Huh, good girl. Okay, so now we're going to go over her greeting. So anytime I call Franny over to me, I expect her to present this lovely sit to greet, which is what she did right there, just showing that she's going to be in control and that she's patiently waiting for my attention. Good girl, good girl. So this is a behavior that we've already started to wean treats off a little bit. Instead, I just give her a little bit of attention and pet her. However, for the next week or 2 weeks, you're going to be really consistent with rewarding anytime that she comes over and sits for you, because we want her to show that respect, and we want to make sure that she doesn't revert back to trying to jump or paw to get my attention. So you are going to do this greeting exercise a few times a day for the first week. And so just to show you what that looks like again, you're going to take the leash, take your treats. We're just going to say her name, take a few steps back. So it's going to look like this. Franny. Take a few steps back. She sits. Okay, good girl. We can do it again. Franny. Okay, good girl. Franny. Okay, good girl. Now, she doesn't have to sit every single time you want to pet her, especially like if you're just sitting down, she walks over. Feel free to obviously love your dog. But this is really important for times that she's like super excited, or maybe you've been away for a while, that you want her to do this little check-in to show that she can be calm and in control even when she is excited. So do this exercise a couple times a day, every day for the first week. Now, this is a replacement behavior for jumping, so if we're doing this, Franny, come here, and she wants to jump up, I'll just step into her, kind of restrict that space, and she'll step back. If she tries to jump when I'm presenting the treat, this is usually when she would kind of rear up. Good girl. I'll take that treat away and tell her no. Sometimes she gets so excited to get the treat that she forgets that she has teeth, and in those situations, I will just tell her gently and expect her to be very soft taking that treat. So just when you're doing that exercise, a couple things to be aware of. Now, this expectation of the greeting is especially important for you and your wife, anybody that she has regular, like daily interactions with. Strangers or people out in the park, I really don't have the same expectations. Not that I want her to be out of control or be ill-mannered, I just don't want them doing this exercise. I want this bond and this relationship to be between you and her, not her and every single person. I want her to respect other people, but their relationship based on you being the leader is for you guys. However, like I said, I still want her to be under control. So as we're out and about, you are going to have people that obviously want to meet her, want to say hi. You've already voiced this, and we've kind of went over it. However, I want 95% of the time you to tell them no. So I don't want Franny thinking that every single person on the street is there to see her, because then you get a dog that wants to pull or that gets reactive and just struggles to walk politely. So I want to focus more on your relationship with her than other people. So 95% of the time, just say, no, she's in training, and move off to the side, engage with her, and then have them leave. 5% of the time, it's going to be okay, and that's usually when you know the person. For me, it's if they're little kids asking to pet the puppy, then I typically say yes. This is kind of the process that I do. So I first tell them, yes, this is Franny, she's very sweet, you can pet her, but she needs to be in control. So if you can wait there, then I'll invite you up. So I would have Franny, we would walk up, we would stop, maybe 5 feet short, and I have Franny do this greeting for me, so that way she's in control, and I can kind of tell how this is going to go at this point. If she's trying to pull to get towards them, I might have to say, you know what, she's a little bit out of control, I don't think we can pet her right now. Which is always hard to do, but it's necessary, because she should not be pet, because that's being rewarded for pulling or trying to get to somebody. So she needs to be in control. If she's being calm, then I can invite that person up. And now I'm still prepared to correct Franny if needs be. If she started pulling and jumping, I would tell her no, and we would walk away. Even if that's just 5 feet, do a little check-in, and now we can approach again and try again. If she can be under control, they can pet her and love on her. But if she starts jumping, we've got to pop that leash and tell her off. That's where it gets tricky, because you're going to have people say, oh, no, it's okay, I love dogs. Or she's too young, she's fine, don't worry about it. Which drives me crazy, and that just teaches Franny that strangers she doesn't have to listen to, or strangers she can get away with jumping on or getting out of control. And those types of people, you say, no, you're not allowed to pet my dog and I need you to leave. Franny needs to be under control. And we need to make it a priority to have Franny ignore people. So I want her to be under control, I want her to be well-mannered, but I want your relationship to become grounded before you have to go throughout that with all the other people. It can be difficult, especially when there's a lot of people that want to meet her, but that's where we can set up designated times where they can come over to your house, or we can meet in the courtyard, and then we can say hi where it's appropriate versus, working on our walk or going to the bathroom, anything like that. So, good girl, Franny. Now, as I mentioned, it's a replacement behavior, and if she jumps up, we're going to step into her. put your knee up and tell her off. If she starts jumping up on anything else, like she wants to jump up on the couch or on her crate, I'll still tell her off. A lot of times I'll clap just to drive that point home. Oh, good girl. She's not allowed to jump up on anything or anyone. So we want to make sure that we're really consistent with that. And you can see that if I say, Franny, if I step back, she's going to keep following. But if I step into her, she steps back. So if I feel like she's going to jump, I just step into her. But we need to be very consistent with the jumping, because that was one that was kind of a big struggle for Franny. She was very, very jumpy. And so that's also why I check in here. Good girl. And make sure. Being a very good girl, though. Okay. So yeah, that's the greeting, jumping gently. Now, if I'm down here, another thing with jumping, if I'm down here petting her and she tries to climb into my lap, I am going to tell her off and scoot her back, and then I take my hands away. It is very important that I remove my hands. If I just tell her off, but I keep doing this, she's like, this is kind of a weird pet, but you're petting me, so I like it. So we have to remove our hands. Our hands give all good things. They give treats, they give pets. So by removing our hands when we correct her, it's a very quick shift in our body language that tells her I don't appreciate it. I will do the same thing with mouthing. Gotta sneeze. Sorry about that. Allergies have been terrible. So if I'm down here petting her, she starts trying to chew on my watch or on my pant leg or my hands, I'm going to tell her no and gently take her muzzle, slide her away. After we reset, I can go back to petting her. If she tries it again, I'll tell her no and then stand up. Remove myself. So adjustments in body language are very important, along with the correction to help her understand what is expected. If she's chewing on something she's not supposed to, I will tell her no, and I will give her something to chew on. And I try and match texture. So if she's chewing on a table leg, I'll tell her no and give her a bully stick. If she's chewing on her bed, I'll tell her no and give her a toy. If it's something like a shoe or a sock, then I can ask for the drop it command and then give her something to chew on. Okay, good girl. We'll see if she'll want to play with the toys, because I've already pulled out the treats. And she's very quick to give up on the toys if I have food. And the way that I like to work on the drop it command is just to incorporate myself into her play. Okay. Want her to pick it up. She's just more invested in the treats. Okay. There we go. Franny, drop it. Good. It's there. I can kind of tell, I don't know that she necessarily heard exactly what I wanted. I gave her the time to process it, and she made the right decision. Where if I can tell that she's ignoring me, I'll very quickly tell her no and take it away. But Franny's pretty good with her drop it. Oh, good girl. So that's why I figured maybe she didn't register what I asked there. But now we're not going to play with it at all. Good girl. You're anticipating. Maybe I'll get to really show you. Here we go. Now she's playing. Good girl. Drop it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So I'll say good when she drops it, or good girl, and then okay when she gets it back. Yeah, we're playing with the toy, not giving treats right now. Franny, drop it. Good girl. So if she ignored me, I'd tell her no. Open that mouth, take it away. Ooh. So mealtime manners. See, jumping was a big one for her. So if she continued to do this, I might step into her. But I'll shake that bowl, expect her to sit, set it down. I'm not sure. No. So there, that's a break. I'm honestly not sure what she was barking at. The microwave is what she's... Hey, hush. No. So this is interesting. Come here. So I'm going to engage with her. Hey. No. Good. No. Good. So correct that barking. She literally saw, I think she saw her reflection in the microwave. No. So I'm going to correct it. And then once she, no, stops, no. So this is what I would consider engagement. Good. And now I'm rewarding her being calm. Good. Good. Now we're going to walk back over here and see if she does it again, because the microwave's right here. Good. And you set off all the other puppies in the back. No. So this is kind of one of those where I'm like, this is silly, nothing to be reactive about. And so that's why I'm giving her just simple corrections, but I'm not getting anxious. Good. And so I'm helping her build confidence and realize that there's nothing really to worry about. So rewarding simple victories like, hey, you're sitting, good girl. You're not barking, good job. Good. Reset her, and now we can kind of go back to what we were doing. So that was fun. I've never had a dog do that. Never had him. I think it was the microwave. I don't know. That was random. So there it is. So literally she's looking at, no, at the microwave. See, there's nothing here. Okay, and I'm going to release her to her food because that will distract her. It's the same microwave we've had the entire time she's been here, so it's very interesting. So I'm going to remove her food bowl here so that we can do this again. And this will be good. I'm going to have her face the microwave. Now, if she popped up at all, I would tell her no and take the food bowl away. Okay, good girl. So you can see, like, Franny does get reactive. I wouldn't say that she's like severely reactive, but she will randomly bark at stuff like that. And so it's just important to be prepared to engage with her. Sometimes we got to stop whatever we're doing, build confidence, help her understand that there's nothing to be concerned about, and then we can go back to what we're doing. If I made a big deal out of that, very easily she might get nervous and then become more reactive. So it's important not to coddle her and just say, hey, it's not a big deal, let's work on it. With her food, she doesn't have any resource guarding, any issues like that. We spent a lot of time handling her. So brush her daily, trim between her eyes, her paw pads got trimmed yesterday. Good girl. Let's go this side. Teethers. Ooh, we haven't lost any baby teeth yet. So the chewing is on its way in. Good girl. Just want her very comfortable being handled. Good. So, anyhow, I believe that's all of our manners. So now we're going to hop into her obedience commands, which I'm going to slide this bed out here. And we can start with place. Yeah, I know you like this one. So the place command, come here, which I didn't send her there yet, so I'm not going to reward her. Franny, place. So when I do send her, all four paws on, give her a treat when she's there, and then she's expected to stay. Automatic behavior. The longer she stays or the heavier the distractions, the more I will reinforce. So if like my kids were here and it was a little chaotic, I might stay close, come over, say, oh, good girl, reinforce this behavior, and then go about what I was doing. So treat when she goes on and when I'm reinforcing, but not when I release her. Okay, good girl, Franny. So then I can send her back, place. Now, she's been staying there for a couple minutes. She's doing really, really well with all of her stays at all. A few minutes doesn't seem like a long time to us as people. However, for a puppy, that's a very long time. We've been adding a lot of other distractions, so maybe I should work on opening the microwave. That might be a good one, huh? We'll try and leave the room, knock on the door. That's always a good one. Got the other puppies barking. Good. So always adding our 3Ds, so distance, duration, distraction, is trying to build better and better stays. The place command is my favorite. I love this command. I think it's super useful. Don't be satisfied with where she's at, and practice with a lot of different places. Okay, good girl. Good girl, Franny. Yeah. Franny will try and stay there to get more treats. Franny, crate. So crate command, I just point. She gets a treat when she goes in, not when she comes out. Okay, good girl. Crate. If she hesitates, I would just tap on top. Okay. Ooh, good girl. Crate. Okay. She's really hesitant with a new crate. You might have to stick your hand in, but I don't give her the treat until she's went all the way in and turned around. Okay, good girl. Should we throw you off? Franny, place. Oh, good girl. I like to mix it up just to make sure that she's listening. Okay, good girl. Now I'm going to block you. So then we have sit down and stay. So sit is that scoop over the nose. Down is off to the side. Hey. And here she's like fixating on this arm. Stay. So notice I didn't repeat myself, but I did get her attention and make a more exaggerated hand signal. Okay, good girl. We're going to do that one again. Hi. Down. So here, whatever reason, she's fixating here. Down. Stay. And there, she did it just fine. Okay, good girl. So sometimes, sit, stay. Sometimes we just have to take a step back and make sure that we help them succeed. Add a little distraction here, throw some treats on the ground, and you did not see where it went. About this one. Okay, good girl. So sit and down stay. If she's in that sit and she lays down, I'm fine with that. However, if she's in a down stay, she's not allowed to come up into a sit. So where she's being a little bit funny with her downs, down. If she doesn't, I said we're going to help her succeed. Stay. So that one I just got a little bit lower. Doesn't matter whether or not, she was doing it a couple minutes ago or yesterday, whatever the reason, probably because she's getting tired, she's being a little slower here, so I'm going to help her succeed. I don't want to push to frustration on her part or my part. I always want to help her succeed. Now, if she breaks a stay, okay, good girl. If she breaks once or twice, we'll just reset her, have her do it again. However, if she breaks a third time, it's too hard. Whatever the reasoning, it's too hard. So we are going to simplify it and make sure that we get that success. Even if that means that I'm going to do a 2-second down stay. I just want to make sure that I get a successful rep of that behavior. So, okay. So now, leave it. We're just going to pretend here that, oh no, I spilled the treats. So she's real excited there for a second. Now oh, there we go. Look at that. Franny, leave it. So now, once I actually tell her leave it, good girl, I expect her to be able to leave that alone. Freely walk past, not go and check it out or try and quickly eat them. Leave it. Good girl. And I will reward her as she continues to leave it alone. So these are treats that she's used to eating. Leave it. Good, good girl. So nice added bonus there. That's a heavier distraction. Good girl. So leave it. It's forever forbidden. If we were on a walk and we saw something, I would tell her leave it, and then I would reward her as we got past it. So it becomes increasingly difficult when I go to pick these up, because my hands give all good things, and they usually give these treats out. So once my hands are involved, that's when they always want to stick their nose in. And so I'm prepared to kind of push her away if needs be. Or she'll just lay there and watch me pick them up, which is great. This is what I love. So leave it means you're not allowed to get it. Good girl. Okay. So that's all of our obedience commands. Now we are going to adjust the camera, and we will jump into our leash work, where we will cover the heel, what to do if she pulls. We'll talk a little bit more about engagement, the long lead walk, and then finish with the recall. So let me switch this around and we'll keep on moving. Heel. Good. All right, we are going to talk about Franny's heel. So the heel is for you. This is not how we exercise Franny. This is how we get from point A to point B. Good girl. Girl. Out of everything that we have taught Franny, this one takes the most effort to transition over and get to a really, really good spot, and that's because it is very relationship based. We use the heel to pass distractions and to get from point A to point B. And so if we expect Franny to be able to walk politely, focusing on me, heel, sorry you dropped it. If I expect her to do that, she better have a lot of trust in me that I'm going to take care of her. And so we have to develop this relationship before we expect her to pass these heavy distractions. I'll get it for you. Good. So that's why I like to start inside heel, is because there's no distractions. I can focus on quality over quantity. I can focus on, oh, every time you're looking at me, I can reward you. Good girl. And so start with limited distractions, and then, gradually add more and more. You have the, I don't even know what I would say, just the great opportunity that you live in a very distracted environment, and so you're going to get lots of practice. So I would spend time inside, walking around the kitchen, just focusing on building this relationship and focusing on her, focusing on you, and reward that. You could even go up and down the hall in your apartment building. I don't know how that's set up, but just try and limit distractions as much as you can and build that relationship first. Now, expectations with the heel. I want her on my left side heel, paying attention to me, not on the distractions around. I want her matching my pace, so if I slow way down, I want her to slow down, which is the hardest one for Franny. She wants to move quick. But if I speed up, she should speed up. Good girl. Good girl. When I stop, I expect her to stop and sit. Good girl. So that's kind of the expectation. When I pass distractions, I always put the distraction on my right side because Franny's on my left side, so that way we can easily pass by. Now, she is not allowed to pull. So like I said, this one takes a lot of time to build up because she has to trust you, and we don't want her pulling to every new distraction. And so if she pulls, Sorry, my trainer just approached. So if she pulls, I'm going to go through some levels. So I don't want to immediately just start popping the leash and being too firm on Franny. I want to make sure that I give her kind of the benefit of the doubt. So if she just gets a little distracted, she sees something up ahead, I'll do something like, hey, Franny, something to regain her attention. And if that works, if she focuses on me, I'll tell her, oh, good girl. We'll take a few steps and then I'll reward her. And if that didn't work and she actually started to pull or was trying to progress towards something, I would tell her no, and then I'd pop the leash. Now, Franny, I don't feel like I ever have to be too firm with anyway. So I'd just say no, pop, pop, and we would keep walking. If she focused back on me, we'll take 1 or 2 steps and I'll say, oh, good girl, and I'll reward that. But if that didn't work and she continued to pull, I would then say no again and pop the leash 1 more time. So I'll do that twice, right? So I say no, pop, pop. She ignores me. The next time's going to be a little louder, a little more firm. No, pop, pop. And if that works, good girl, I'll reward her walking politely. If that doesn't work and she continues to pull, then I come to a complete stop. So I will never progress towards a distraction, good girl, if she is pulling. And at this point I evaluate. If she very quickly refocuses on me and I feel like we can continue walking, we'll start again. And then I'm going to be prepared to work on our heel. I don't want to just continue to walk and stop, walk and stop. So instead, if I feel like her attention span is still somewhat there and we can practice it, I'll start practicing corrective U-turns. So what that is if we are walking and she gets out, I'll just quickly turn away from her. So here she gets out. So what that does is just teach her that she needs to focus on me. I can also do what I call sporadic walking, where I just quickly change directions, just helping her focus on me. But that's only if she's in a good headspace to work on it. If she becomes reactive, kind of what she did with her own reflection there in the microwave, then I'm going to engage with her, which is just all about helping her focus on me and come out of this reactive state. So my steps to work on engagement are, first I'll get distance. So if she just continues, she's like bark, 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 bark. I step into her, I'll back her up, get a little distance. There's always an amount of distance I can get to help her regain her focus. So then I'll stand between her and the distraction. So I have my back towards the distraction and I reward simple victories. Oh, you're not barking? Good girl. You're sitting? Good girl. And then I'll gradually open up to where we can face the distraction. If she's still doing good, I'll reward those. And then I can gradually get closer. If she started barking, I would step in, reset her, reward simple victories. So this is how we build confidence and help her feel kind of secure, feel that you have everything under control. I set up times to practice this, where we can literally just go to the park, sit on a bench and watch the world go by. We call it the art of doing nothing. We're going to go sit and I'm going to reward her for being calm. If she notices a distraction, maybe lets out a single bark, I can quickly tell her no, and then reward simple victories. If she doesn't bark while somebody walks past, I'm rewarding that. She's under control, good girl. But if I can set up those times, I can help her build her confidence. Good girl. Which Franny locks in. Like when she's walking, it's almost harder. It's not that she's going to lose her focus as much as it is she wants to walk backwards and stare into the treat pouch and try and get treats to magically appear. So I think that's more of the struggle with her versus getting reactive. But as you saw, the way that she reacted to her own reflection, she will get a little bit reactive and we have to engage with her. But that's the heel, what to do if she pulls and what to do if she becomes reactive. Now, when we go to the park and I want her to actually exercise, I would prefer to use a long lead. So obviously getting to the park, you're probably going to have to use a short lead. But then if we can get her out, I would rather use something where she has a little bit more space to where she can have kind of a happy walk where she can sniff and check things out and just be a puppy, and then we can work on her recall. And that's how we actually exercise her, because then she has the freedom to move versus being just locked in on us. When I do this type of walk, I'm going to go at her pace. I will let her check out what she wants. Notice that even though she has the space, she stays right next to me. She does this even outside often because she just wants the treats. But when we're on this type of walk, like I said, she can check everything out, but she still can't pull. If she hits the end of the leash, or when she hits the end of the leash, I will practice her recall, which is just, Franny, come. Good girl. Okay. So I say her name, there's a brief pause, then I say come. I always want this to sound different than my normal speaking cadence. And I want to practice this command a lot. Franny, come. Good girl. The moment she starts coming to me, I'll say good or good girl. When she gets to me, it's okay, and she gets a treat. And then she gets to go do whatever she wants again. That's what makes this so positive, is she can check things out, but then she gets rewarded for checking in. If she ever ignores me, all I have to do is just tell her no and give her a little pressure. Like here we can pretend that I called her and she ignored me. I would just say no. Oh, good girl. Doesn't take much pressure. Okay. And she'll just cave right in and come to me. So practice, practice, practice a lot. And then if you get to a point where she can be off leash, then we can practice this recall. But we have to be prepared to follow through and go and get her. We can't ever let her ignore us, because the moment she ignores that recall, then she thinks, oh, maybe it's optional. So if she's off leash and I call her to come, I am going to be very excited when she starts coming to me. I want to be encouraging. We'll see if I can get her away from me to do this. Put her in a sit. But she does. She has a fantastic recall. So, Franny, come. Good girl. Okay. If she hesitates, I will quickly tell her no and start going to get her. If I get 75% of the way there and then she sees me and starts coming towards me, I'll stop and I'll be like, oh yes, good girl, and I'll reward this. If I had to get 100% of the way there, she ignored me the entire time. Once I got to her, I would either clip a leash on or I'd take her by the collar and I'd say, Franny, come, good girl, and I'd have her follow me. So that way I could follow through. She never gets to ignore me. I'm always going to help her succeed. And if she hesitates, I will then put her back on the long lead and we will practice. But Franny has a great recall. She's a super fun dog. She loves to train. She loves to be involved in everything. So it's made her a lot of fun. And I know that you guys are going to absolutely love her. If you have any questions, please let me know. But thanks again for letting us train Franny. And yeah, we appreciate it. And we've really loved having her around. Thanks.